I'm Queen, the host of the hottest new talk show, Ladies of Society, the talk show for women and the men who love us. Tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m., airing on Bounce TV 23 Columbus, courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management.
This show is being brought to you courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management.
Welcome to the newest and innovative talk show, Ladies of Society, with your host, Queen, the black butterfly herself. Tune in to the hottest new show as Queen brings you the news from her queendom of controversy.
Welcome to Ladies of Society. I'm your host, Queen, and I am so glad that you guys have chosen to join me this evening and share with me, your girl. We have a few special announcements coming up soon. So you make sure that you stay tuned. And of course, who do we have in the building today? We have DJ Frost, the People's DJ. Of course. And you know, we always love having him here on Ladies of Society. And of course, we have Mr. Big Ten, Tennessee in the building today, who is a radio host, and we definitely love and support him as well. And they will be participating in the first night's roundtable discussion right here on Ladies of Society. This show is being brought to you courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management.
Things need to be said, and she is saying.
This is the talk show for women and the men who love us.
The new voice of the community.
We definitely want to pay homage and acknowledge our heroes and sheroes of the armed forces who paid the ultimate price to make sure that they secure our country, our rights, and our freedom.
Prolific.
There are all sorts of disorders that are contributed to mental health. And
insightful.
Queen's Q&A, where you guys are free to ask me whatever you want.
Encouraging.
Queen, I'm in an abusive relationship and I want him to stop, but I don't have the courage to leave.
Queens. Ladies of Society.
Basically, his reason behind this extensive training with his son is he wanted his son to live. You know? And when I was watching the video at first, I was like, wow, you know, it's really excessive as far as just everything, covering every base of what to do, you know, from rolling down his window all the way down and not just halfway, to the way that he even wanted him to speak. And I know that a lot of times, because I've had this happen to me, is when I'm around, like, of course, people that I grew up with or that are my friends or that I'm comfortable with, or just around, you know, my race, then my conversation is a lot more relaxed. When I am in a professional setting or dealing with someone else, then of course, you know, I speak a little bit more articulate, and you know, I've been ridiculed about that, like, oh, you talk white. There's no such thing. There's a way of speaking to be professional, and there's a way of speaking when we hang out with, you know, our friends or our family or whatever. Everyone does that. But when black people do it, you know, that they're looked at like, or people make comments like, oh, you talk white. And it's like, no, you speak articulate, you know? And so in that, do you feel like that's something that we as a race and a culture need to be doing as far as training our young black men on how to conduct themselves, and making it a lot easier and not so combative in some of the situations where you're like, you see them saying, no, I don't, you know, you don't have a reason to pull me over. No, I'm not rolling down my window. No, I'm not complying. I mean, which way is the right way?
I believe a lot of, I'm going to say this, and again, it's going to be offensive to some people. In a lot of ways, it's how you already carry yourself. You know you're going out. You don't know when you're going to be pulled over. But if all your T's is crossed and all your I's is dotted,
Right.
now you can ask respectfully, officer, what are you pulling me over for? If you know you stopped at the stop sign fully, you stopped at the red light, you use your turn signals. If your turn signal broke, stick your hand out the window and use that. You got to figure out if you want to go home, or you want to go to jail, or you want to be on that cold slab in that refrigerator, the morgue.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Speak
yo,
on
wow.
it.
Yeah, wow. But every day I can pick up my phone and cut it on, and it's gonna tell me 5 instances in 5 cities. If not this one, somebody's been pulled over. It's been a shooting. How do you go home and say, Miss Queen, so and so has been killed? Can you come down to the morgue and identify the body?
Right.
I take my hat off to the officers, the good ones, that gotta go down to a person's house and tell that. Because once I say that your child or so and so, do you know so and so, and you say, yeah, that's my son. Well, I hate to inform you, but your son has been shot and killed. Can you come down and identify the body? I know you about to wig out.
Right.
It's natural. This is whether it's your 18th child or your first child.
Yeah.
So if everybody groom their children to how it's supposed to be, and it's a shame that this is how we got to do this, but this has been going on for years.
It just seems like to me that it's a bit extreme, but if it saves lives, then I'm all for it.
Right.
What you think, Tim?
I agree with DJ Frost. Yeah, it's our society is totally different from today's society. Because back in the day, we grew up, as we was talking before, we got our behinds whooped. You know, when our parents say don't come off that porch, that's what they meant. Nowadays, you got the parents scared of the child.
Yeah.
My daughter is 10. She know better. You know, she might have her moments where she want to throw her fits, but at the end of the day, she know daddy still runs it. So, I think we need more. It starts at home.
Definitely.
More discipline. You know, it's been me and my mom my entire life, so I didn't have a dad in my life. So I had mentors, and to this day, I still contact them mentors. If I need something or if I'm doing something wrong, they're like, "Now you know better than that." And I'm 37 years old, and they still,
Right.
you know, just because you're out of high school don't mean
anything.
I still can't have say so. So it starts with home, and if it's not structure in the home, you get the robberies, the murders, the break-ins, the shootings, and I think our community, for one, we got a label, we got a black eye right now on our community. If you look at videos, people mistaking identity, we get a lot of that. I think, you know, people just put the wrong label on us.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I disagree because sometimes we put the labels on ourselves.
That too.
So being in Bexley, you're going to handle yourself as accordingly.
Yeah,
Being in the hood, you're going to act as that accordingly.
right.
But at the same time, you know, you walking around here, and again, I'm going to keep on going back to it, with your pants hanging off your behind,
Yeah.
and people seeing your drawers. That's not how we do stuff.
Or go to a job interview sagging.
Right.
And
You
it's
even
like-
work at the job and you got your pants kind of hanging down. It's not. No.
It's true. I was at Kroger's the other day and there was this young guy. He was so cute, but I mean, his pants were hanging so far down, it was underneath his butt. And I'm just like, you know, where is the pride in your appearance anymore? Like, even just guys taking women out, you know, you ask them out on a date, you know, dress nice and presentable. I want a man that smells good, you know, looks nice, clean cut, you know, just polished.
Yeah.
you know, but now it just seems like none of that's required, especially, you know, with the younger generation. But I want to get back to what DJ Frost was talking about, because I think that more young men need to be aware of just making situation better. And I get it, you do have some officers who, you know, no matter how you speak to them, they are going to treat you exactly the way that they see you.
Yes.
And in instances like that, I would really like for us to be able to sit down across the table and be able to make these individuals aware of, you know, from our perspective, just how it makes us feel, and maybe creating a dialogue where we can actually understand one another, and they can actually, you know, maybe get some training on how to, you know, deal with young people, and kind of, you know, find some sort of resolutions to this continuous problem we see in the media and in the news constantly, where it you know, it's our black youth versus, you know, Caucasian officers. And definitely something has to be done in reference to that. And I don't know which one is right, because, you know, from the video of the father teaching his young son on proper protocol and how to conduct himself, and then the video of the young black men who had gotten pulled over and they refused to roll down the windows, they refused to identify themselves. And they knew the law, and they were repeating it, you know, verbatim to the officers. And at one, I mean, it was hours and hours of them being locked in a vehicle with the windows rolled up, and it's hot. And it was to one point where the officer was just, you know, kind of belligerent and making threats. But at the end of the day, he knew he couldn't violate their constitutional rights because they knew the law. But it did escalate the situation to just extremely out of control, where they were like, I think 11 officers surrounding them, you know, and trying to intimidate them. So, you know, with knowing your law, I think that that's a huge factor. But also, it is one of the things when you get certain officers, it triggers them to get even more upset and use excessive force. And those are the things that, you know, we have to create some sort of resolution and dialogue to resolve this issue, because it's extremely out of control.
Yes.
We're going to take a break, and we will be right back here on Ladies of Society. We have our knights in the building. Knights Roundtable discussion. We'll be right back. Stay
All
tuned.
hail to the queen.
All help to do.
This show is being brought to you courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management.
Welcome back to Ladies of Society. I'm your host, Queen, and this is the talk show for women and the knights who love us. So look, we are back, and behind the scenes, oh my goodness, while we were on commercial break, these two were going in. I'm telling you, I had to tap them like, save it for the camera. But anyway, we are back, and I have my next question for you guys. And this is something that I really, really want to know you guys' opinion. I pretty much think I know your opinion, Big Ten, because you're raising your 10-year-old daughter.
Right.
But I'm going to ask anyway.
Okay.
Do you think that it is just as important for a little girl to have her father in her life as a little boy?
I'm going to say yes, but both sex need their parent, a male figure. Especially with the LGBT, you know, they don't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think girls are more easier to deal with because they can understand than boys. Now, I ain't got no boys yet, but for my daughter, I taught her everything from the time she started walking and talking up until now. So she knows the wrongs, the rights, the do's, the don'ts. So it gets stressful at times, but at the end of the day, once you see your child doing things the right way, you know you have done your job as a father.
I gotta keep some of y'all
right.
reeled in.
But I mean, that's
Do you
that's,
feel like it is just as important
Yeah.
for a little girl to have her father in her life
Yes.
as a little boy?
Yes.
Just as equal.
Just as equal. Yes.
Okay. DJ Frost?
I'm gonna say no. The reason why I say that because a male child needs his father, I would say more. More.
Why is that?
Because the child is only gonna go by what he or she sees in their environment, in their home, and when they go out on the street. You can raise them in a church, downstairs, above the church, wherever, and the child is still gonna go 5 blocks over, 5 blocks out, and they're gonna turn their head around, put their pants up, even change clothes. Once they get out of your eyesight, out of your ear sight, you don't know what they're saying or what they're doing.
That's true,
True.
but still,
You need to. I say
you feel like that it's not as important for a female child as a male child to have her father figure.
I still say the male child needs it a bit more, because this is where you getting all the pants sagging, all the disrespect of the women, because there's nobody to guide them and teach them right. They tell all the old heads, oh, old school, sit down, shut up, you don't know, whoop, whoop, whoop. No, that's this. And then again, it's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. The girl needs her dad just as well, because the mom's only gonna do so much.
So you now say you think,
It's a double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword.
but in your opinion,
The boy needs it more. Needs it more, because he got to go out there and know how to conduct himself. Otherwise, he ain't gonna make it to 12th grade in this day and age. And then it's the fact of, it's certain type of females you want to be. It's the difference between a man and a male. It's the difference between a woman and a female. A man can't be with a female. A woman can't be with a male. A woman has to be with a woman, and a male has to be with a woman has to be with a man, and a man has to be with a woman. Otherwise, somebody's getting shortchanged. You getting up every morning, you busting your tail. 7:30, you go out the door. And before you leave, I'm sitting at home in my boxers with my hand on the controller and my hand somewhere else.
Watching ESPN.
Getting ready to play the game. You come back 7:30 in the evening,
Same spot.
same spot. Did you even get up and go to the bathroom? You didn't vacuum the floor, you didn't cook a dish, I'm hungry. Like, you gonna be hungry. Dudes, the males always think that the women is supposed to do for them. Half the cats, you can't even get them to cook a 5-course meal for real. Some women, you can't get them to cook a 5-course meal because they never had it. They don't know how to do it.
well, let me just give you my personal opinion on this,
Don't.
because I could not wait.
I'm gonna sip my tea on this one.
Yeah. So I think I need to do
Stop it. Okay. Now, I heard both of you guys, right? And, me as a woman, I grew up without my father. Me growing up personally without a father, and of course I grew up with a phenomenally strong mother playing both parental roles and just doing her thing. I'm always going to give her, respect and pay homage to her for that. But at the end of the day, it is very vital to you men out there who have daughters and you think that it is not significant to be a part of their lives. I'm telling you, you are wrong. The first relationship she has with a man is going to be her father and should be her father, to show her her value, her worth, to give her that sense of stability, security, loyalty, and to make her feel like she is protected. These are all the things that you will instill in her, along with self-esteem, self-respect. And these are the things that are missing in some of the young ladies who grow up without a father. You get young women who are promiscuous because they don't value themselves, because that's something that wasn't instilled in them that a father does alongside of a mother. So the same parental strengths that mother and father possess, that child needs. And I'm not saying, I get what you're saying about the LBGT, you know, and I don't want to generalize that, because I know LGBT parents and they are incredible. Yes, and they are raising amazing individuals. So I don't want to put that out there, but what I will say is it is very significant, even when you have those parents who are missing, to have individuals like you had, those mentors, to replace and put in set those individuals who can contribute to the success of that child's well-being, both mentally, physically, emotionally. These are the ingredients that are missing. So when you say that, no, you don't feel like a female child needs her father as much as a male child does, I am living, breathing proof that that is something that is definitely wrong. You need that male factor. That is going to be that young girl's first love. And why not make it, the most amazing first love, to where when she meets men, potential husbands, that she's looking for these very qualities in men. And that's one of the things that is significant about women having their fathers. So, in reference to you, DJ Frost, you're wrong. No, I'm just joking. But I do get, where, some of the things that you were talking about, it is very important for male children. But it is as equally as important for female children. So we definitely want to put that out there. And shout out to my dad, who was in Georgia, who we have a fabulous relationship now. And we'll be getting to know each other. And you guys will see him when I make a trip to ATL. So, guys, are we done here? Of course not. But we are done today. In this segment of my night's roundtable discussion right here on Ladies of Society. I am your host, Queen, and you have seen us today in our first ever nice roundtable discussion, and we were so happy to bring it to you. Please continue to watch every Thursday at 7 p.m. And of course, if you would like to advertise, promote, become a show sponsor, you will see all that information running at the bottom of the screen right now. So make sure that you contact us, and we will bring you on, do an interview, promote, advertise, whatever it is that you need. We are of service to you right here at Ladies of Society. And of course, courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management. And make sure you stay tuned. Continue to watch. Peace. This show is being brought to you courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management. Queen's Glam Lashes. Purchase your very own Queen's Glam Lashes today at queensglamlashes.com, courtesy of Queen.
Things need to be said, and she is saying
This is the talk show for women and the men who love us.
the new voice of the community.
We definitely want to pay homage and acknowledge our heroes and sheroes of the armed forces who paid the ultimate price to make sure that they secure our country, our rights, and our freedom.
Prolific,
There are all sorts of disorders that are contributed to mental health. And
insightful,
Queen's Q&A, where you guys are free to ask me whatever you want.
encouraging,
Queen, I'm in an abusive relationship and I want him to stop, but I don't have the courage to leave.
queens, ladies of society.
Hi, I'm Queen, the host of the hottest new talk show, Ladies of Society, the talk show for women and the men who love us. Tune in every Thursday at 7 p.m., airing on Bounce TV 23 Columbus, courtesy of Queen of Queens Productions, Modeling and Management.